Hello and welcome back to Factorio C Block. In our last episode, we worked on our final bit of petrochem, that is making resin from chemicals, partially made from formaldehyde, way down here that I never put a radar on, same as last time, but made in this here, this steam cracker from the, I think, or is this one? It's this one. I didn't even get it right. Making the formaldehyde here, and we have a little bit of a dearth of methanol. At some point, it might make sense, speaking of methanol, to combine the outputs of methanol from the petrochem with the outputs of methanol from wherever the heck that was a long time ago. Here, probably. Ethanol, acetone, maybe not. What are you supposed to be? Can't tell what that is. Do you? I wish now that this would show, because that might be methanol. No, that's, I have no idea what that is. It's some hydrocarbon, but I have no idea what it is. But it might be worth it at some point, at least, to combine the outputs of the bio stuff here with the chemicals, petrochem stuff over there, and maybe have some sort of a combined fluids processing system. That might be methanol. Whatever it is, I'm burning it off. What is this again? This is refining of... Let's see if we can figure this one out, because that might be worth it. Was this, oh god, I can't remember what this stuff's called either. Would be... This is where having... Not the fish oil. This is where having the 2.0 where you can just alt-click on things. Really nice. I think that's it, nutrient pulp. Usage of nutrient pulp. Not there, not there. Maybe not nutrient pulp then. Maybe it is. No, that's butane. Okay, never mind then. I thought we had methanol someplace else, but maybe we don't. I guess I could do it this way and find out. That's the catalytic synthesis. We're doing that. That's the steam cracking of methane. Bottling. Cellulose fiber. We might be doing that actually after all. Right here. That might be what this is. Methanol. There it is. So we could do some of that maybe. In order to get that one accomplished, we'd have to make a bunch of the cellulose fiber, which we could do from this. Maybe you can do it from something else. Like algae, for example. We could do, or that's the TNT, that's what we got here, maybe, or the other one. Wood pellets, or as we're making it into green algae into cellulose fiber. So we could do something like that too, where we make green algae into cellulose fiber and turn that into methanol. That might be a more efficient way of making methanol than this is, because this requires the input of the ores, whereas the other one, this over here, does not require input of anything outside of carbon dioxide, which is pretty cheap to make. So that might be a worthwhile endeavor too, is taking this type of setup here and putting the cellulose fiber into the making of methanol, if we need a lot of methanol. But I have no idea how much of it we actually need, other than what we need for this particular process, making resin, and we don't even know how much resin we're going to need, because we haven't set up red circuits yet, or looked at setting up red circuits yet. So let's do that. Let's add another plan. We're going to make the red circuit. Is it in this listing? Yes, it is. This one here. If we wanted to just make 1 per second, which is a reasonably low number, we could make... Could use these machines. Can we use those machines? Let me see what those take, because we may or may not... We don't have them unlocked yet. No, we don't even have them unlocked yet. So no, we can't do those. We'll stick with these, 6 of them, that's not bad. And then we can add in the next recipe. So we already have electronic circuits, but we know we're going to need 2 per second of those. If we go all the way back here, so we made the electronic circuits, we're only making 2 of them to begin with, so we should probably double this plan before we kick the red circuits off, because we're going to need to sync all of these into red circuits, which means we won't have any for the green circuit required stuff. So that might be worthwhile, but that's that's down the road a little bit. Aluminum plate, we got that making, and copper wire, that's relatively easy to come by, especially because we now have the coils of copper wire here, which we can then uncoil into copper wire if we put these on the bus, which was the plan. And we need a half of an assembly machine, but actually let's use that one instead. Favorite that, please, because that's a quarter of one of those, and that's even better, and it's a smaller machine, so it'll be a little bit easier, I think, to work with. So that takes care of the first bit of this process, which was easy. If only it could all be that easy. Let's take a look at the advanced circuit boards. There's only one recipe for those, and those take basic electronic components, which we've made before. Transistors, advanced circuit substrate, and solder. But the solder we can make easily enough. I think we already have that on the bus as is, so unless we wanted to change that to make it be, oops, wait, right click, what does that do? No idea. I guess it doesn't. It does the same thing as left click does. So unless we wanted to make that be a thing with the coils, we can just keep that on the bus, and I think I'll leave it alone as is because we already have it that way, and I think we even set up the buffers and things to use it that way because we already had it on the bus that way. But if not, we can always make changes. So we have 3 things to make here. I think we'll start with the one we already know, which is these. Basic electronic components. I want to go ahead and... Did I put that in there? I did put it in there twice. Weird. Let's go ahead and put this into a sub line, because I think we're going to end up with this being a separate, production line that we make and then feed into the substrate, the circuit boards rather. Or the advanced circuit boards. Whether we do or not, we could also maybe make that a separate thing and then make this a subset of that. But for now, at least we can do this like this. How we build it is different than how we plan it, potentially, too. We're going to need to make tin to copper wire. We can also uncoil that easily enough. And that will be a very small amount of electronics. And then we also need carbon for that. We've done this before. With the carbon, we obviously made this from the tin and the copper, but we can easily do this way too. That'll be carbon right there. That'll be carbon right there from charcoal, and then we'll bring the charcoal in. We'll make the steam, of course, with this like that. Yeah, we need more than one boiler for that. All right. Wait, no. Wait, why? Why do you think you need 70? That's weird. I need 1/6 of this. Wait, 100 divided by 6. Why do you think you need that much more steam? That is bizarre. Okay, I'm just going to leave it in there. I know, obviously, that I can just use one boiler to fulfill that easily enough. These are all pretty low numbers, so that's good too. And then we can come back out here and we can make another line for the transistors, which are a new item that we unlocked with the technology for red circuits. And these are going to be the complicated ones, I think. So let's see. We need to make silicon wafer. Well, let's put that into its own separate block here. Silicon wafers. No. Here. That takes monosilicon, so we have those already ready to go onto the bus, and we can do that easily enough, and that's just a straight shot from one to the other, and this is only those assembly machines. Since it's less than 1, there's no sense in making it a faster machine. If it had been like 1.1 or something, I might consider going up to assembly machine 2, but it's not worth it in this case. So that's easy enough. Plastic will come in from the bus, so that's easy enough as well. And then we should just have to make the silver wire, which is silver plate and copper wire. So that's easy enough. And then the copper wire, of course, comes from the coils. And that should be good for its inputs. Those are all bus-based items then. This is all bus-based items. So those aren't too bad. The biggest challenge might be that we need to have 10 of these carried around. And 5 of those, but 10 of these means that we'd have to use a yellow belt for them, or direct insert. If we did the direct insert, we're going from 4 machines to 10 machines, which isn't a great ratio. And I don't know if we'll be able to pull it off, especially with the smaller machines. correctly, but that'll be something for the building stage. Wait, why do you... Oh, wait. Oops. How did that not auto-link? When I click the button, why doesn't that auto-link? I don't know, but either way, we only need 8. We need 8 each of those now, so that changes things because we only get 7.5 on the gray belts. This is now 3.2 machines. This is now 5.6 machines, and there it is, 1.07. So there we go. Now we can do this to bring it down below 1, which makes it, I suspect at least, a little bit easier to build. Oops, I don't know why those didn't auto-link. Either way. And then finally, for this recipe, we need the advanced circuit substrates, which we'll do here. And then we'll push that out, and we'll make it link this time. Why are those not... There might be a setting someplace, if anybody knows of a setting in here to auto-link when you're pushing something into a sub-block, then let me know. Maybe I'm missing something. There's a link unlink the recipe, but I'm assuming that is for this recipe here. Although I guess I could click that there when we're in here, but I still want it to auto-link. This takes 13.34 of these tier 2 machines, and the reason they use tier 2 machines is because it needs ferric chloride solution in. So, yeah, that's an obscene number. Okay, so we'll have to do 14 of those. 2 rows of 7, maybe. Oh, it's 4 items in, 1 item out. We could do this as and it's 1 liquid item. So 3 in, 1 out. We could do this as like the layout that we have for like engines here, like this type of thing. We could do something similar to that for these probably. Those are both bus items, and this is a new item, phenolic boards. Do I want to make those a separate assembly design or not? Maybe, probably a separate block. I mean, we could. We need paper and resin for that, though, so that's just a real simple thing. 3 of these to all 14 of those means that we're probably going to end up with this in a belt. Luckily, it's only 2 items, so that'll be fine. And then we have this ferric chloride solution, which is going to be that one. And that takes in iron ore and hydrogen chloride gas. Hydrogen chloride gas. What is that going to take? Hydrogen and chlorine, is that the only... Yeah, that's a that one there, excuse me, bottler. And then to make chlorine, I think we electrolyze saline. Yep. And that's going to make more hydrogen, so we'll have to vent the hydrogen. That's fine. Why is that? That one. There we go. That way this is linked. We'll vent a little bit of hydrogen, and we'll have to make some saline. And saline is easy to make like this. And that'll be 0.63 of those. That's not too bad. So this isn't too bad. We get some water in. We vent immediately the purified water. We transfer the saline into this one. We electrolyze that. We vent any surplus hydrogen. We'll want to probably put a valve on that just to make sure that it doesn't vent at all so that we don't have a backup of chlorine. Then we make the hydrogen chloride. We mix it with some iron ore, which means we'll have to put iron ore on the bus, which we do not presently have on the bus. But we're going to be adding a lot of other things to the bus here, so that's fine. And then that takes in, we'll bring paper up. We'll need to have 5 paper per second. Coming back here, we're only making 0.75, so we need to radically increase our paper production too. That'll be fun. I wonder if there's a better recipe for paper at this point. We could probably find that out. I don't know that we have seen one, but there could be. Paper and craftage. We're not recycling. Paper bleaching, that's what we've got right now. That's recycling. I should just get rid of that. I keep saying I should get rid of it. Here's our next paper bleaching, paper making rather, and it's a bit off. Yeah, it's after blue science anyways, so we're not having it yet. So I think we'll have to increase this radically because we'll need to make at least 5 plus what we need for the other stuff, so over 5 anyway. Is this still going to be those machines? We could increase the machine level, I suppose. But we'll still need to increase this, and we may have to provide more cellulose fiber from some other source, depending on how this works overall. We may need to make more brown algae, because we have that coming in from our surplus right now, but we may need to make that a bit more of that. So we'll have this, if I come back all the way here to the top, green circuits in, aluminum plate in, copper wire coils in, solder in, tinned wire in, charcoal in, steam, plastic bars, monosilicon, silver plate, copper, tin, paper, liquid resin, iron ore, and water. Those are all materials we have or intend to have on the bus, so this should be a workable plan. The real challenge is going to be in designing how this all comes together, and for that, well, we'll have to wait for another episode. So we'll leave this here for now. We'll get this going in the next episode. We'll at some point along the line, we'll look at the electronic circuit recipe and increase that. If we increase that, that means, of course, we have to increase the basic circuit recipe, because we're presently only making 4 of those, and we need 1 for every green. So if we're going to double this to make this 4, we should at least make this 6. So we have a little bit of a surplus of those. And then getting the things on the bus that aren't presently on the bus, getting it all connected into some sort of a build here, and then making our red circuits. So we're going to leave this here, though, and in the next one, we will get started on that. Thank you all for joining me, and I will see you then. Bye for now.